October 6th, and I'm feeling really good. So we're going to start a vlog. I haven't done like a real vlog in a while, so I'm excited to do one now. I typically start my days walking the dog outside around the farm. Today I have a couple of meetings, but also DV Pit is coming up. So today is the 6th, and then DV Pit is on Wednesday the 8th. All right, so each user is allowed up to 6 DV pitches per project, limited to 1 pitch or post per hour. So if I'm only pitching one thing, I'm only pitching Murder Night. So the example that they gave for the one project was you could pitch once every other hour over the whole 12-hour period to equal 6 pitches, or pitch once per hour over 3 hours in the morning and then once per hour for 3 hours in the afternoon. That equals 6 total. And there will be 6 of the 12 hours during which you cannot pitch in DV Pit at all, which makes sense to me. I like the fact that they're making you space it out an hour. I'm personally just going to do 6 in the first 6 hours. Typically, the earlier I pitch, the better I do. So that's going to be my strategy going into this. That being said, I've pitched this project for, I don't think it's been over a year, but we're definitely coming up on a year. I think my first pitch for this was last November. So we're definitely coming up on a year of me pitching this project. This will likely be my last pitch event for this project. But today the priority is getting these pitches done so I can schedule them and not worry about it. My querying Discord was like, ooh, Zilla with the surprise upload. I am trying so hard to get back on like my Monday release date. And I know that it's been kind of crazy over like the latter half of the summer, but like we're moved, we're settled, we are in our new normal. God, I hate that phrase. Hate it. But that's fine. So this morning, I'm going to get some tea. I'm going to maybe get a bagel. We'll see. And then I'm going to revisit my pitches and see if they're any good.
Hi friends, so today I'm coming to you with the quarter 4 bitter end challenge Bree and Zilla came up with that I'm going to participate in. I'm going to switch to screen sharing in a minute, talk a little bit about what...
Remember the days we were young, wild and free, basic getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun.
Okay, checking in. I've watched a ton of AuthorTube, and I'm finishing up with Alyssa in the Books just released a new video this morning. I love a Monday video release. I love it. It just gets my week started right. I have to switch over and figure out what I'm doing for DV Pit. So I always do all of my planning on paper. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Most, I don't even want to say most, brains tend to work a little bit better when you're writing things down physically rather than typing. Lots of studies done. I'm sure that there are some people who don't focus that way. This is what works for me, so this is what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do, this sounds so dumb. In school, you know how your teacher's always like, you better put a title on your paper every time. Title, most of the time the date. It's just what happens. All right, so DV Pit. Okay. See? Title. Right there. Alright. So I'm going to bring up the rules one more time. Oh my gosh, this is a 30-minute long video? Yes, Alyssa. Alright. Oh, that's great. Alright, so let's put that there. And I know that I read it off like in my last check-in, but how many times can I pitch? 6 per project, 1 post an hour. Okay, so 6 pitches per project, 1 pitch per hour. And this is happening on, I know the answer to this, I just want to read it. October 8th. and it goes from 8 a.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, cool. I've got to figure out what hashtags I'm going to use as well. I know that there's a lot of concern around the, like, almost like outing yourself as diverse. And this is my first time participating because of that. But again, if you're not advocating for yourself, I don't know. I just want to make sure, like, I'm doing more to advocate for myself. So this is one of those ways I'm doing that. All right, so I need to do DV Pit hashtag. I need to do adult. I'm assuming horror. Oh, CR suggested hashtag list. That's what I want. All right, I don't want to do too many because, like, that just takes away so many characters. Okay, I think I've settled on my list of hashtags that I'm comfortable using. And now we bring up Scrivener and look at the pitches I already have, because maybe I can reuse some? I don't even know. But I need 6. It's just so many. From all of the ones I've done before, I'm only going to use 2, which means I have to create 4 more. It's fine. It's totally fine. And actually, I'm rewriting one of them anyway, so... Okay, it's gonna be fine. First, let's make these... Maybe I should just... Oh, I hate this. I hate pitching. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's try this again. Wednesday, October 8th, and it is pitch day for DV Pit. And I have procrastinated so much that it has already started. I have not showered. I've not gotten ready for the day. The only thing I've done is Discord. And then I looked at my actual work that I have to do today. And I just already feel like I'm behind. That's okay. I'm having issues with Blue Sky. And that's got me in not a panic, but like I do try to interact with people who I don't know, whose pitches I just really like, but I can't search any hashtags. So I'm stuck to just seeing like feeds, which are great for every day, but I was hoping to branch out a little bit today and support some other horror writers, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've cleared my cache, I've cleared my cookies, and I've got nothing, so just sucks. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until about 5 minutes until my first pitch goes up. I'll put it in my group so they can see and support, and then I'm going to go take a shower. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun.
Good morning. It is Thursday, October 9th, and yesterday was DV Pit. It was a long day. It was my first, I feel like really big pitch event on Blue Sky. Honestly, it was so much, I couldn't even keep up with it, and with work and some other things that I had to get done. I did end up getting 1 like, which is the lowest I've ever gotten. So the goal today and what I've been working on is I'm rereading through the beat sheet for Save the Cat, and I'm not a plotter at all. I can plot, but as soon as I start writing, it just all goes off. So I've started brainstorming a bit, several pages of things, I found this new YouTube video that talks about like horror writing craft, which is really, really fun. And I've been listening to that over and over again just to make sure like it's really just jogging my memory and helping me brainstorm. So that's been really nice. I also got a subscription for a year to Publishers Marketplace, which I've been dying to have. And I've just been looking at deals, looking at agents, looking at editors, just like doing my research, and it's just been really, really fun. So the plan today is I have a few meetings for work that I've got to do. I want to answer some queries, and then I want to write. I'm trying to remember that it's okay to rest and it's okay to take my time. I just started querying my last book and I don't need to jump into it this time, especially because this book is going to be much, much slower just in terms of pacing. Do we want to say pacing or plot here? Maybe plot is slower, pacing is not. Either way, it's going to be more Get Out, less like Scream. So that'll be really fun. It is just a completely different kind of book, and I feel like I'm trying to push myself that way. So it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to get like deeper into it once I've given myself time and allowed myself to breathe and things like that. So that's what's going on today. I'll check in when I have something else. Hello. It is Friday, October 10th, and I have no idea where I left this vlog. None whatsoever. So let's just do a really quick like sum up of where we are. So I've just got my planner open because I live my life by this planner. So this week we had tons of work to do. I was reading a couple of fulls, one that I'm still kicking my feet over, but we'll get to that. I had DV Pit this week on Wednesday. I did get some agent interest, which is great. And I sent off that query and we're gonna yeet and forget, right? That's the goal. The best part though is just the walks that I had with my dogs, talking to my writing friends about like where I was with my creativity block. And I found this new YouTube channel that I am just obsessed with, and I'll link it down below, but she has a bunch of like how to incorporate niche horror things into your writing, and I found it really helpful. I listened to a couple of her videos while I was just brainstorming, and it was really great. Like, I've got my notebook right here. You can see like I have written a bunch of notes down, and obviously I've got Save the Cat right here too. My desk is an absolute mess right now. Save the Cat, and I'm just like, I'm feeling it now. We are on the right path. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna do some work today. Maybe like get a beat sheet going or just a list of scenes that I want to write. I think I'm not a plotter, but it does like help to get things flowing a little bit if I can just think through like what I want to write and then just like type it up. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but typing it right now feels a little intimidating and I don't know why. So I'm just gonna try to write as much as I can, try to push through the hesitation a little bit and just see what I can come up with. Because right now, like, all of these scenes are swirling in my head and I want to get it down I just want to get it down and see, like, is this idea any good? Can I bring it to fruition? Because before I started my dystopian, which is book 2, I did start a couple of other ideas of like romantic fantasies, but they just didn't go anywhere. And I think it's because I was in the wrong genre. I think it was for a lot of reasons. So I think that's just part of my process, is I need to kind of just try it out, feel it, and see from there if it's like gonna go anywhere. So that's the goal today. I do have one meeting. For some reason my calendar is not showing it. There we go. I've got one meeting about 9, and then my husband and I are going to go do the long walk and do some dinner, and it's just going to be like a really nice date night, I think. So that'll be nice because we haven't been on a date night in about a month, and one thing that my in-laws did for us was ensure that we continue to have date nights together and just time alone, and that was so helpful for our relationship. So we try to continue that as much as possible. In terms of querying, the only query I've sent is for DV Pit. And then I want to talk really quickly about my agenting stuff, because I had a full from last month that I hadn't read yet. And I started it last night and I was like, you know what, like I'll get through the first 5 chapters and I'll be done with it. For me, that's typically where books start to fizzle out, is right around break into 2. I don't even get to fun and games half the time. But this cute little rom-com has me in a chokehold right now. And I don't read a lot of rom-coms, and I've got to do some research today on like market. And I still got to finish the last act, but like I love this book. I think that the characters are cute and awkward, and it's full of like, and I can't even talk about it because I need to do my report, but it kept me up really late last night, and I was so upset when my husband came to bed because he like put on his little eye mask, and I was like, well, I guess I can't stay up and read. So I'm going to finish this today. I'm going to do my reader report. I also have an intern meeting today at 4, and this is the first book that I'm like, I think this needs to be agented. Like this author has something. Have I stalked her on social media? Yes, I have. Anyway, so thrilled that I found a story that was really incredible, and I hope that she likes it. I think it has an incredible sense of place, an incredible sense of it's trying to say something, which I think a lot of books that I'm coming across lack. Like, what's the point of view? Like, what are we, not like what are we learning, but like, what is the character's arc? And I feel like you should know that so early on. Like, what is the arc going to be? What is the point of this character going through this thing? And for these characters, it can be a little bit stronger, of course, but like they got it. It is there, very clear. Anyway, getting this feeling from a full was something I was really worried about, because I'm so picky, I get bored so quickly, and I do point out some flaws, and I do find critique, and while I am looking for a reason to say yes, those reasons are so hard to, it's just so subjective. And I hate that I'm even saying it, because that's the worst thing about fulls, right? Is because it's subjective whether this agent is going to want to read it 5 more times before it goes out on sub, and then read it again. And then what if there's a sequel or a companion book, and then you've got to go back in that world? Like, you really have to be committed to the book, the story, the characters, the author. And like, I can see myself committing to this book, which is really exciting for me, especially because I don't gravitate to rom-coms naturally. I gravitate to horror, fantasy, sometimes dystopians, not really rom-coms. They feel a little bit too Hallmark for me most of the time. And this has its moments, don't get me wrong, but it has moments in a way that is genre expectations and not necessarily cliche or overdone. So I'm going to do some research today on Publishers Marketplace just to kind of see where the trends are, making sure this fits in the marketplace, so I can make my case to the agent I'm working with. So fingers crossed that the third act is fabulous, like I know it will be, and that the agent likes it as much as I do, and maybe she'll offer to this author. I'm gonna write and I'm gonna read and I'm gonna jump back into the slush pile and see what other fulls I can request. I do have 3 fulls with me right now, one of them being this rom-com. The other 2 are horrors, which I'm also excited about. I'm excited to get into those books. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good day. So with that said, let's get into it. Good morning. It is Sunday, October 12th, and I'm going to end this vlog like a professional. This week was actually such a turnaround for me, and there's a lot of things that I can't really talk about yet. Nothing like book or agent related, obviously, because I would be shouting that from the rooftops. But we had a really good week at work, like on my day job, and then we had DV pit on Wednesday, which was really nice, and that got me a little bit further from where I want to be. Absolutely no responses on my book yet. None. Don't know. It's just out there. I'm assuming like Frankfurt is just taking over, which is fine. So we had a date night on Friday. We went and saw The Long Walk, and then afterward, I immediately bought the book because it was so good. And Stephen King, for me, sometimes he can be really hard to get into. Like, for example, The Stand is probably my top favorite book of all time. But when I was reading it was so hard to get into. But the characterization and the simplicity of the plot, it was so good. And I love things like that. So I'm hoping that I can take this and learn some gore, learn some tension in just the conversations that people are having. I really can't wait to read that. My robot vacuum is here, so I get to set that up. That's really exciting. I have so much to do today. So I went for a walk. I am going to voice message some friends just to like check in, make sure that my mental health is going well, make sure that like I'm staying on top of things. It's just like a little motivational thing that I've started, and like some people are doing it with me. Like my girl Megan is also walking her dogs and messaging me, just to kind of, there was like a weird end of summer funk that we felt like we were all in, and it was just a little bit negative, and it was just awful. So we've started just messaging like where we are, what we're working on, things like that. And so that's been really helpful. So that is done for today. I messaged the girls, and then I've really got to go grocery shopping. And then I kind of bought more books. So with that, like I have got to unpack my bookshelves because this is getting a little bit silly now. Also, I did not realize like these guys are way thicker than I thought they would be, but I'm really excited. Episode 13, I'm pretty sure is a like found footage, and I'd love to learn how to do that. Yes, found footage about a reality TV show when a crew finds themselves trapped in a nightmare of their own creation. So this super up my alley. I'm also learning about like different horror publishers because Run For It I'd never heard of, but I have heard of episode 13. So that was really helpful for me specifically. Mary has been all over the place. I think it's recommended a lot on Reddit, and so I think I just need to read it. This one is kind of like a blend of Midsummer and American Psycho. And I think if I'm reading this back correctly, it has to do with like menopause. So I think like that could be like really, really fun because, your girl's getting up there. So I got those books. I've got my robot vacuum. I've got to finish up this vlog. I've got to go grocery shopping. So there's just a lot to do today. And I need to get started because I also want to read a full tonight. And the book that I was talking about earlier this week in the vlog, I am going to send out an R&R. So the agent I'm working with said that if I felt so strongly about it, I could put together an edit letter type thing and see if the author was interested. So I'm going to do that, which means I have to go back through the book and just take a bunch of notes. It shouldn't be hard. It's not short. It's actually way too long, but it's so much fun. I think the plot beats are good. I just want to like streamline and enhance some things. and then cut out some things, as an edit letter does, right? Just a little bit of dev edits. So I'm going to do that. I am super duper excited. And also, if for whatever reason you know someone who is a literary intern, I am looking for a group of people just to kind of support and because we're so early on in our careers, and I know some of us want to make this full time. So I'd love to just connect with other people. If you know of anyone, let me know. Literary interning is a lot of work and no pay, but if you really love it, I really think that you can go far. It's just all about tenacity and having the work ethic to do your research, right? And I think I've got that. And if there's anyone else out there that just kind of wants to bond over it and help each other, rise through the ranks to be a literary agent, let me know. Maybe we can create a Discord or something. But anyway, I think that's it for this vlog, really. I didn't do much writing. I did a ton of brainstorming. I did a lot of YouTube video watching with the Victoria, and I'll link her below. I got new books. I got a robo vacuum. Things are looking real good for your girl. With that being said, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to edit this vlog. I'm going to put together my grocery list and be a little bit of an adult today. If you found that you liked this vlog, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you've been here before and haven't done that yet. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Bye.